Previously on Todd Rhombus's Bram Stoker's Castlevania, Simon had a flash flood of doubting feelings.
And we both agreed that I can't even do this mission junk. I showed that I'm a useless toddler in battle with those undeads.
But a big old holy light came to him in a dream to raise his self-esteem.
Simon, you think the holy guy in charge picks heroes that have good abilities? But really he gives good abilities to heroes he picks.
That light was also cool enough to awake Simon before a host of undead evil encoated the church.
Awake, Simon! Awake!
But Ruby and Father Francis were nowhere to be found. Simon escaped the church by the skin of his pants, but tripped on his face. Oh, what a day! And so begins Episode 5 of Todd Rhombus's Bram Stoker's Castlevania.
Exterior, night. We fade in real slow and blinky. Simon sees the sad sky above him, but is blocked by some stuff. Some hay stuff. His head thubs with blood, and Simon has a cranky baby feeling.
Where is this hay going? Am I captured by evil?
What's it? You awake, little kid?
Little kid?
Simon whooshes up with anger, and then stops whooshing up with head pain.
Ah!
He's in the back of a carriage of hay that is being pulled by a horse. A kind of fatty guy drives and doesn't look back.
If you hadn't spilled yourself all over, I may not have seen you, little kid. Francis says some questionable happenings will be going on around here, but to be a man, I wait for you to come out of that church and give you a ride.
To begin, I am not a little kid. And who are you?
I'm the groundskeeper / handyman Alfonso, and I'm the opposite of a little kid. I'm a big old fart.
My timer's up for jokes, you guy. Where's Francis and Ruby?
No, they must have...
We see groundskeeper Alfonso twiddle his mustache.
They must have found another way to escape that undead maniac parade.
But Simon hears the quivering emotion in his words and is not set to rest by the speed he changes channels on the conversation.
Anyway, where are we taking this hayride? I have to work in the morning.
We all know the answer to that question. Even the little idiot children who maybe shouldn't be seeing a PG-13 scary action movie. Simon knows the answer too, but he's afraid to say it. He stays quiet for the moment.
What about your folks' house? Maybe to your parents?
Simon mutters sassily.
I ain't got no parents.
I know an inn up the way. Owner's a chill owner, and they have HBO.
But Simon isn't listening to this bud talk and talk. He gets that old-timey, determined, squinty eye look again, and he says real low.
Castle Dracula.
What? Where's that now?
That new scary castle on the hill. I have a damn destiny to fulfill.
Simon points his hand at it, and Alfonso looks out like an old guy that can't believe a new Walmart is where the blank field used to be.
Well, dang me up sideways. What is that horror thing? It's like it appeared overnight.
Appearing overnight is that castle's specialty. Lord Count Vlad Dracul lives again.
Oh, hell no. I knew that turdy mayor was leading those townspeople under a troll bridge.
Worse than trolls, I'd bet a lot. Hell is spraying all over now, and that place is the hose.
And you want to go at the hell spray?
No. No, I do not want to go there. But I am a kid with chores to do. Giving the evil there a good whip is on my list.
Alfonso takes a secret look at Simon, but Simon sees the secret anyway.
You're gonna whip it up, huh?
Not just me, you doubting handyman. I got a good friend to help.
Simon lifts VK, and his arm does not baby out this time. Simon is pretty stoked on that, but Alfonso is not impressed with the whips. I guess because he just looks like, oh, a whip. That's cool.
Don't get sassy with your eyes, old man. He can deal large hit points of damage to all the bad minions around here.
Yeah, okay, I didn't mean to offend your weeping habits. Anyway, that's the way we're going, so let's get on the highway.
As you say, your bossiness.
The audience LOLs at this. They love a good piece of witty talk. Alfonso does a kaya on the horses, and the horses get going, but look at each other like, this groundskeeper, am I right? Well, they are right, and they laugh, but it sounds like a neigh. Some time goes by, and Simon looks around with a big huff, and then a big ghost clock flies at the screen to show that this is taking forever. And Simon didn't bring entertainment material. But then, there's a whooshing. It doesn't sound like an evil whoosh, but not a good whoosh either. Alfonso looks around, and Simon joins him in this looking here and there game. Simon zooms in his eyes on a flappy black cloud on the side of them.
There!
Yeah, I see that mess.
It is moving in a hurry, so much in a hurry that their eyes can't achieve missile lock, and they don't see it anymore.
I'm scared in my stomach.
Simon is trying to smooth himself and the bumpy air around them.
Don't be. It is away now.
And yeah, the lane in front of them is blank of all things evil, but just regular wilderness. But then, trespassers, riders on the lane. A satin sheet of total black, but one that is not sexy, tumbles in front of them. It is a dark ocean of flappy cloak, but who makes it flappy when there's no wind? The figure keeps on coming down, and big bwah 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 music is busting out loud because, hold on to the phone, this is incredible stuff. First we see some sleeves. What's in the sleeves? Skeleton bone hands. Then it goes lower, and second we see a hood. Well, what's in the hood? Ding bing, that's right, it's a bone face, aka a skull. The powerful steed neighs and goes up high and kicking. Simon can see that Alfonso is full of quivering body terror and wants to stop the cart.
No! Key out that horse again and onward!
WTF, that's crazy. Death itself is here.
Yeah, it's me, all right. And it's Mr. Death to you guys. I'm here to turn this puppy back to the pound.
Get out of here, you dead intruder. We're on our way to whip all over Dracula, plus Dracula's friends.
Oh, I know your to-do list, Simon, son of Clancy, and you won't be crossing any of those items off today, or any today. But let's see about this silly whipping toy, and I'll show you my tools of business as well.
Out of the grumpy darkness of his sleeve, Death pulls out a big horrible sickle, sometimes called a scythe, that is gleaming, but rusty and bloody too. Simon's a little big-eyed about that weapon, but VK is like, oh hell no. No Death will be questioning my holy authority, and nuzzles angrily into Simon's hand. Simon feels how disrespected VK feels, and doesn't even know how fast he's sending him at that Death until he's already doing it. Death doesn't even have time to swing his big sickle back before VK twaps him in the elbow, and there's a good snap.
Ow! That's my dang elbow!
Simon thinks this is such a good victory, but it's really a more whoop-de-doo and la-di-da, because even though Death doesn't enjoy elbow whips, it's a minor punishment.
You are just as an annoying child as they warned, but I am straight up Death! My scythe will harvest you up fast, and also your mustache friend!
Alfonso keeps looking back at Simon with a combo of, I'm too old for this, and I was 2 weeks away from retirement, and maybe another old man thought. Francis didn't inform him of any of this ghosty stuff or skeleton villains, so he's scared and kinda pissed too. Simon looks back at him to say, yeah, sorry, but take a chill on the grill. I'll give you a big tip or something. Death has been pulling back his scythe this whole time, which was a second, but Simon has that warrior's instinct, or maybe it's just that crazy and holy Belmont blood, because he presses down on his body's directional pad. It was a champion move, all right, but Death isn't done, because Death is never done. He sends out these little tiny scythes from his sleeve's abyss into the air. They're all going for the horse and him and Alfonso. Whoa, time for target practice. Simon doesn't think fast because he doesn't think at all. VK flicks the first one away, saving Alfonso, who doesn't even look thankful. And then the next one, which is zooming at Simon's face. One to go, but it's too close to the horse, and Simon is late for his appointment. Oh no, thinks everyone, because we like horses and animals, but Alfonso is no baby over here. He throws a throwing knife real accurately and clangs the baby's scythe away. Death was not expecting this to be such a pay-per-view fight. He's used to going after old people in rocking chairs and hospital sick people that are less worried about justice. But Simon doesn't know what that Joker is thinking, and doesn't want to know, at least not more than he wants to whip him again and get them off their butts. He goes real hard for that skeleton's face skull that makes a total good connection sound like ka-chack, and bumps Death back like he was hit by a mean older brother on the go-kart track. Remember back earlier, that skeleton mayor who got real mad at Simon? Well, Simon is good at pissing off these undead because Death is so freaking ticked he may blow up his engine.
They said you might be a bad boy like this, but now I know that the ultra weapons are a good choice on you.
Death raises his twiddly bone arms, and a bunch of green misty junk blends in the air like a healthy smoothie, but one that is meant for Death and not vitamins and minerals. The swirl junk turns into a real big skull, because I guess Death just thinks he looks real good and scary. And he's right.
One last chance to stop this horse cut around, you proud kid.
Both Death's regular face and the big one he just made are talking now, and the view of it is so unbelievable that it would make for a good pic that everyone would share on Facebook, and everyone would hit like for one prayer, because we need all the holy power we can get against this Death.
Not on this evil night, or any other night!
Alfonso has a face like, damn it, kid. I guess I'm stuck here with you, so I hope you can make Death real sorry. Death sends his big green skull face straight for the cart with good velocity and makes a scary noise. Simon gets VK ready, but looks to Alfonso first.
Hope you don't mind if I help.
Help what?
Help with some speed.
Simon feels a little guilty about whipping horses. Even VK is against animal violence, but don't worry. No animals will be harmed in the making of this movie, because we just see a whip hitting a fake foam horse, and a holy spark comes out. The horse, instead of getting complainy, says, "What a holy jolt," and uses its entire body, soul, and heart to go fast. Fast enough to get under the green death face before it blows up the cart. Simon has to duck into the hay and get hay all over him, and Alfonso is pretty scared for safety, but it's not a bad deal for them, as they get to watch the death head explode on the ground behind them. And a beautiful display that would probably cost like $150 at the fireworks store. Simon is only sorry he can't look at it for longer, but he knows that he has to get this jerk off their backs or it's roll the credits time. The cart is almost under Death now, so Simon gives the horses one more whip, even though Alfonso is getting pretty annoyed with that junk. The horses give it up to their very last inner energy capsule, and the cart gets real close to Death, who is a little tired from summoning big horror skulls.
Give him everything!
Alfonso reaches into his travel vest for his many violent throwing knives, and Simon gets VK ready. In simulcast, they both send a whirlwind of pain on Death from below, with both whip and knives. VK is not used to being flung out so rapidly, but he does his best to get up to ramming speed each time he hits Death. Alfonso nails him in his soft underbelly time and time again, until Death floats back a little, flashing big and red.
Back off us or come back for seconds!
Death zooms up through the trees, and Alfonso wants to high-five both Simon and the horses, but doesn't want to show it, and horses have hooves, not hands anyway. But then there's a hiss growl that says,
It's you who will be served more than you can finish, Belmont trash!
Even though Death is gone for now, his evil words are nauseous with horror for Simon and Alfonso. The horses slow down now as Alfonso whoa-whoas them to the side. They've earned a rest down and a really good oat bag.
Whew, that was a bumpy travel. You were an incredible dream back there, groundskeeper. Who knew you were a great knifer?
I picked it up at 1-800-BARTEND. We should make a fire and camp for the night.
I'm afraid these woods are too dangerous, groundskeeper/handyman Alfonso.
Father Francis also packed me a lunch for this occasion.
Alfonso pulls out a knapsack, and as the audience will see, this knapsack is for napping/sleeping. When he opens it, a tiny angel choir song and some lights come out. It is a regular movie thing.
He said, just put it on the ground, so I'm going to.
Alfonso makes good on his promise and puts down the knapsack. The light comes out and makes itself into an inner circle globe around them. Whoa, it's a real party now.
What is this globe? I'm not afraid of it or anything, but it's a pretty weird thing.
Francis said that it would drive away the demons and assorted ghosts that are after us tonight so we can have a sleep. It was also to ward off wayward people that want to panhandle us for money.
Asleep in the middle of these crappy woods seems terrible, but we do need it, I guess.
There are snacks in my pack, such as Little Debbie's too.
Boy, now you're onto an idea.
Simon goes after them and crinkles the wrappers very loud, and Alfonso grins his mouth a tad. He earned the treats, he thinks. It isn't a moment before they're both droopy-eyed with crumbs on their face like dumb infants going to Snooze Town on the High Chair Express. The castle, Castlevania, lingers over their heads, but also in their heads, because they can't stop thinking about its evil. The two guys grab the horse blankets that the horses weren't using and bundle themselves as best they can in the wagon, and it isn't weird because that's what they had to do. The two are enveloped by sleepiness. Fade to black.